Jars are dead. People are not going to use jars anymore, right? I'm just telling you, men never use jars anyway. It was like, there's 7 jars. I'm confused. What do I do with all this stuff? It was confusing. When people are confused, they don't take action, right? Well, this is really simple. Put your hand in me. Put your hand in me. It's all pre-mixed. It's all this, boom, you're done. That's why men will do this one. They wouldn't do the bottles, right? Besides the carpal tunnel, you get twisting the tops off and putting them back on every day. Not good. All right, so 12 patents, slow them down. We're going to go and spank the market with this. We're going to spank them. We're going to slap them around hard, okay? And the patents slow them down so we can just continue to slap them for longer, right? That's how we win and capture market share in the market. Oops, I'm going to go back. So 2,000 unique customized formulas. That's the mixtures we can do today. You go online, you download the app, you take the assessment, the product is then ordered for you. The app knows your latitude, longitude, it knows your temperature, humidities, average throughout the year, and all of a sudden this thing just gets smarter and smarter over time, okay? And you'll see that happen. Hands-free delivery at the moment of use. The problem with bottles and jars is you have to have antimicrobials and antibacterials because every time you stick your finger in, you put bacteria in the jar, okay? You take a tube, you swipe it against the palm of your hand with your lotion or your sunscreen, you just infected the tube, okay? You take a hand pump and you swipe it on your hand so it doesn't drip and you just infected the squirter and it goes into the bottle, okay? So they have to have them, otherwise they're going to be all rotten and spoiled in petri dishes in your bathroom, right? And because they have those constituent components in them to slow down growth of bacteria and contaminants, that limits what formulary scientists can put in a skincare product. And if they put really potent ingredients, they may be neutralized by antimicrobials or bacterials, okay? And there's lots of ingredients that just don't work well together if you try to mix them all and put them in a jar and say, here, I'm going to sell it to you. But they work really well if you can mix them instantly together at the moment of use for the first time. That's what makes this so different. That's why the results that we're seeing from Korea and these other places are so dramatic with this particular skincare. This is like a level that no one's ever been able to get to. Everybody else is muddling it down around here in the jars, okay? This is like a totally different concept, a totally different level. That's why they have to respond. They cannot just sit there with their bottles and let us go take this whole thing, right? So that's what's going to happen, and we will see it happen. It enables those use of ingredients. Like we said, we talked about the 3D printing, the micro layering. Those are the high points right there. You could use that one little graphic right here to send that to somebody, right? They're going to see what the differences are. All right, so there will be imitators. This one showed up 2 weeks ago. So it's not like put your hand in there. They actually have a little spoon they put in there, but they're trying to mix it at the moment of use, okay? Nu Skin's already on it. They've already ordered one of these devices, okay? They will tear it apart as soon as they receive it. If they violate our patents, they will be sued, okay? Period. So that's what's going to happen. This is called a RAMI device, and you'll see it out there. They're actually doing stuff all over the world right now, kind of trying to pre-announce because they know we're launching. We're launching in Korea in a couple, and we did Korea 2 months ago. We're launching in China in a couple weeks. And so, I mean, the word's out, what we're doing, and people are already scrambling. I mean, you would expect this, wouldn't you? What does that tell you? Does it validate for you what I'm saying? It better. It's not us who's doing this one. This is response to our actions. We're just in first place. We're ahead, and we got all the patents. Okay? All right. So, let's talk about how to capitalize on this rollout of agoLOC. First of all, let's talk about what is the market. All right? Well, in America, North America, U.S., Canada, as of the end of 1,536 million households. That's how many houses there are that have bathrooms, okay? If we get 1% of those bathrooms, that's 1.36 million households that would have agoLOC Me. We're planning on 1.25 agoLOC Me's per bathroom. Now, you may say, well, men will use it too. There'll be two. Well, we think men will use it probably 25%. Of the amount that women will use it. So we're planning on 1.25 Me's per bathroom, okay? If you have 1.25 times 1,360,000 bathrooms, that's 1.7 million agoLOC Me devices that will be sold. 1.7 million, just in North America, okay? just in China, for China's leadership only, they ordered 150,000 machines, just for their leaders to get it first and experience it. Can you see what the numbers are going to be here? These are going to be really significant numbers, okay? So if we have that 1.7 million, and we are pushing the company, this is not in stone yet, but we are pushing the company to make sure this fits into our buy 3, get 1 free packages so we don't change our duplication model, okay? We have a challenge. The challenge is, in China, they cost 650 bucks. And so Nu Skin's worried that they'll try to buy them from here if they're 385 instead of buying them in China, right? So that's their problem. That's not our problem. What we want is we want this thing at 385, and we're hopeful that they'll understand that it's not about the machine. The machine is the dispenser. This is your ATM in their bathroom, okay? That's what it is. And so what you want to do is you want to just realize that it's a race to place these devices. Okay, to get as many as you can out there, because what's inside of these things? Cartridges that are money to you, right? You want to just replace those cartridges every month. That's your printer. This is your skincare printer right in their bathroom, okay? All right, so it's 654 million in volume just selling the device with the initial cartridges. Just a one-time sell of this is going to generate that kind of commission if we do 1%, okay? So it's a big deal. Can we sell 1 million devices in North America?
Yeah.
We think we can do more than that. The galvanic spa right here and body spas have sold more than 2 million units globally, and they're not a habit-forming device, okay? So we think we can do it. The cartridges are about 150 CSV a month. Okay, if we have 1 million devices, that'd be 150 million per month business just in North America. Just the cartridges for the skin printer, the cream printer, right? That's what it would be. That's 1.8 billion per year in just cartridges. One team, one dream, 1 billion. Easy, right here, okay? All right, commissions on 1.8 billion will be about 800 million per year in commissions available from this one new product launch. Okay, and that's 1 million. That's not 1.7 million. It'd be a lot more, right? Come up to me after with the questions, because we're short on time. In fact, we have to end in 14 minutes. Okay, we got to finish this. Okay, all right. So here's the rules to play the game. You got to be an executive by October 1st. 2016. Otherwise, you will not get codes. You cannot even order these. Okay, there will be a limited supply of these devices, and executives are the only ones who will get that opportunity via the codes that Nu Skin will issue. Each code will equal 1 agoLOC mean, okay? The goal is to get as many executives as possible. Okay, why? Because that's the footprint that Jeff Mack's talking about. That's how you build a footprint. It's the number of executives, because they will have distributors and customers in their teams, right? It comes back to how many executives can you create. All right. As far as executive numbers, let's just give you some simple ones. Let's say you build 10 executives between now and then, and we're going to show you how to build a lot more than that. But if you just built 10 and they had 10 codes each, that's 100 devices. That's 100 little skincare printers that you're going to put in people's bathrooms, okay? That would generate 38,000 in CSV on the initial sale of those, commissions of about 2,000. The monthly would be 750 a month of commissions coming in monthly. So ongoing, you'd make about $9,000 a year. 10 executives, okay? That's pretty cool when you think about it. What if you 10 times that? It'd be 1,000 devices. It'd be 20,000 basically on the initial distribution, and it would be about 7,500 a month or 90,000 a year. Okay? Just one product from Nu Skin, just, you know, your little ATM in their bathroom, right? Okay. So those are the numbers, and some people will make much bigger goals than that. You know, and some people will say, well, I want, you know, 10,000 of these devices in my team distributed all over the world, and I want to get paid on them every month, and it's going to happen. So the supply that Nu Skin has agreed to purchase to order for North America, our allocation is $20 million. Now, that's not a very big LTO. We did 23 million on youth in about 8 minutes. So this is all going to go. It'll all be ordered, okay? as we progress, we can probably convince them to increase this order, okay? And we will keep watching this so that people can fill the vast majority of their codes based on the number of executives that we all create between now and then. We're all going to go create executives. If it's 385 points CSV per package, you divide that into 20 million, that's 50,000 of these agoLOC Me devices that are available now for North America, US and Canada. That's all. That's all we got for the launch. Now that's just for executives to use in building their business, right? The demand will be high. So you probably don't want to take your 10 devices and go get 10 customer orders and just put them in customer-only hands when you get them. You probably want to say to people, I need you to be serious about building the business. You know, we're just having the limited time offer in October. The actual launch will be January. So between October and January, it'd be better to put your 10 devices that you get your hands on in business builders' hands instead of just end users. Because then they'll go out and they'll show it like crazy and you'll 10 or 20 times your footprint. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's a strategy you need to think about. Now listen, we can't give you all the strategies, you know. We're just giving you the vision. You guys are the leaders. You know, what's your job? To suck it up and take responsibility as a leader and get your team together and make a plan for you and your team. Okay? That's what you need to do, and the aggressive leaders will do that. All right. 4 things happen every 6 months. You need to see how this is going to play out for you with these cycles. You got to see what the cycles mean to you between now and October, because you can use these cycles to build executives. And what's that good for? 10 codes each, right? So I know you may have heard this before, but you probably haven't thought about it in terms of baking a strategy for your team. I just got done telling you this is your job as a leader. So think about what I'm going to say next and then apply that to a strategy that you can use with you and your team, all right? So we have success trip qualification period. How long does that last?
6 months.
6 months. Then we have a maintenance of that qualification for 3 months, and then if you maintain it, you go on your success trip, and Nu Skin spends $10,000 per couple and sends you to a tremendous, event. We have a corporate or a system event, OTG System 7 event. Those happen every 6 months. And then we have an LTO, usually once a year. Sometimes we have 2, but you're going to probably see them go just to 1 a year, okay? So we're going to have an LTO, and those usually around October when we have corporate conventions around the world. This is the cycle we're in today. We're sitting right here. We're on the second to last day of January, okay? 1 more day left in this month, tomorrow. Most of our business happens the last week of the month, and a whole bunch of it happens the last 2 days of the month. And in this month, we have the ability to even go into Monday on February 1st and still backdate it for January. You guys need to take the rest of today, Sunday, and Monday, and you need to get your LOI done if you haven't done it. Okay? Every LOI, you've got to push that through because those will become your executives that you're going to get 10 codes each on those people. Okay? Critical. You don't want to waste one of these 3 months that are left. Maximize what you got left in January, push it in February, push it in March. The deadline is March 31st, and that's the end of the cycle. Okay? You can utilize this deadline to push people towards executive status. And that's what you should do. Okay, you want to make that happen. Get to executive status. The people that create 4 of those executives will go on the trip, which is right here in your state. It might not be too exciting for some of you, but it's not about the location. It's about what happens at the trip, okay? So that one's done then, and you want to make executives in this cycle. Don't let this cycle go. If you got 9 months, why do you want to squander a third of the 9 months wasting your time? Every month, every day, every week is important between now and the launch of agoLOC Me in October. Okay, then you maintain, then you go on your success trip, and we know that's just going to be up the road. Hurrah, okay, and then you get recognized. All right. The next cycle starts on April 1st. That's when it starts, okay? You take all those people that became executives in these 3 months, and what's your goal for those people that you're going to make executives in these 3 months? To become rubies during that cycle, for them to 4 times themselves and go on their own success trip. Okay, that's their motivation. On top of codes for agoLOC Me, right? So that's what happens there. Then we have maintenance, we have, the trip, and then we have recognition, and, what it should look like is this, okay? These things happen through the cycles. You got to be an executive to play in the LTO, so people are motivated to do that. If you're an executive at 3,000, you get 1 share in the bonus pool every month for the first 3 months, so it's extra money to you, right? You're in the extra executive bonus of 5% on your GSV. That's another advantage, right? You also end up, number 4, having a big time push to the executive status. When these qualification periods end, there's like this urgency that you want to tap into that will help you do part of the work for you to get people to executive status. The month after, all these people become executives by October 1st. What's going to happen in October? An extra 20 million minimum of volume just with the actual LTO of these. They're all going to sell out. So all of a sudden you have a record month for their first month as executives. They get great executive checks their first month. They're like, wow, this really works. I did exactly what they told me. Look what happened. Here's my check. Right? That's how it works. So we have record month, record bonus pool, and then immediately those people say, man, I want to go on that next trip. So these pressure points of these 6-month cycles, you got to use them. Think about it in your strategy, okay? So let's say that this is what happens by March 31st. Here you are. You're a new Ruby executive. You did what I just said. You went out there January, February, March, and you got 4 executives on your front line. Okay, that's what you did. You did it by duplicating with our existing $380 buy 3, get 1 free packages. We're not changing the way we're sponsoring, the way we're doing the business. That all is exactly the same. We hope agoLOC Me will fit into that exact same model so people don't change anything, right? The less we change, the less confusion, the more action that people take. So we understand that. All right, we want to complete this by March 31st. The new Ruby will go to Orlando on the success trip. All right, that's the next 3 months. Here's your next 3 months after that. Here's you right here. You want to take those 4 executives and give them the same goal. They've got lots of mojo because agoLOC Me is coming. Okay, they got lots of reasons and a great spiel, spiel power, story power to recruit people with, right? And so that's what happens, and we end up having these people get their 4 executives each and become Ruby executives themselves. That needs to happen by September 30th of this year. And there will be huge run-up of executive creation before agoLOC Me. There will be, all right? So all of a sudden you and your new Rubies attend the next success trip together, right? That's what you should try to accomplish right here. So that's more than 10 executives, isn't it? Yeah, right there on the screen right there we've got 21 executives. Did you count them? Okay, so that's what it is. All right, so today we've got youth. Youth's on its way. Youth is an amazing product. This is in no way to diminish what's going on with youth. Guys, what's the difference between youth and me? agoLOC Me, not me. agoLOC Me. What's the difference? What's different is that agoLOC Youth is here now. It's already here. We can't say it's not even started yet. It's already started, right? So it's not quite as sexy or powerful, right? The scanners are awesome. The scanners will prove that it works, but it's just different. You know what's unique about this? It's something no one's ever seen before. All you have to do, here's how you recruit people. You open it up and you say, do you see those cartridges right there? Would you like to get paid on those every month for the rest of your life in people's bathrooms? This is like, a printer of skin cream in people's bathrooms. Those are the replaceable cartridges. That's the presentation. No science needed, no nothing. People get that. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. So we're going to be able to say it hasn't started yet right here. This is what we talk about. This is what we show. Have you heard about Epsilon? Joe talked about it just a little bit, okay? Epsilon is the 2017 product. I've seen a prototype of it. It is dang cool, okay? This is a product that will actually make a huge difference, and it's complementary in the bathroom with agoLOC Me. It's actually designed to be a tandem, okay? It does a totally different thing than agoLOC Me does, okay? And you'll see it as it gets closer and you'll understand. why this strategy is not just a 9-month run to me. This is actually a 20-month run to Epsilon. Okay, so you're going to have the ability to absolutely crank your group between now and October, and then you got another year to crank that group for Epsilon that hasn't even happened yet. Okay, Epsilon will be patented. It's a really cool device. It'll be a daily use device. It will create habits. Okay, really cool. You'll see it when you see it. Okay, so that's it. All right. So here's what happens. So this cycle, this Orlando thing that's like on the line between now and March 31st, okay? You got to be on that trip. You in this room, if you're not yet a Ruby, that is your immediate goal right now. You don't think about anything else. You go home and you write it down, okay? And you make sure you're a Ruby. You make sure that that next cycle that ends October 1st, okay, September 30th, you make sure that you get those 4 people that you created as executives that put you on the first trip to Orlando. You take them on the next trip with you because they're now Rubies. That's the second graphic that I showed you, okay? And you may be sitting there thinking, yeah, but I've had a hard time becoming a Ruby myself and maintaining and all that. Flush that out of your brain, okay? Because you haven't had this story to go recruit with. This is going to attract very aggressive people. People get what's going to happen with this product, and so that's what you want to do. Then you're going to run for Epsilon, and so you're going to go double it again, and you're going to double it again, and then we get Epsilon. Okay? So that's what your team's going to look like. That's 29 Rubies in your team. Okay? If you have 29 Rubies, how many executives must you have? Times 4.
Yeah, 120.
Got to have at least 4 each of those, right? That's 116 executives in addition to your Rubies, right? So if you look at this, your executives are 75% of your group, say. 116 executives, you know, they've got 10 of those each, so that's 3,850. That'd be 446,000 in volume. Your Rubies would be 29, that'd be 111,000 in volume. That's your total group volume, 5%. That's going to be your check. Okay? That would be your check at Epsilon.
Oh my God.
Okay? That's what would happen. All right? And, you know, that's just kind of like screwing around. If you want to get really serious, then double it, triple it. Right? That's what you would do. Okay, so what do you do next? You write down your goals. And if you're going back to the general session, I'm the first speaker, so don't worry, you won't be late. We're 1 minute over right now. It starts at 2:30, and my subject is goal setting. So it's appropriate for you, right? These other ones you've already missed, because we told people, invite people to San Diego's Breakout, invite people to Fort Lauderdale's Breakout, and get them signed up, and number 5, do whatever it takes to reach your goal. Right? Everybody got that? Yes. Okay, that's it. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Good luck.